What's going on, everybody? Mr. Luffy here, and welcome to another video. And today we're gonna be playing the Dark Descent, Amnesia. I'm gonna play a new game. I've played like a little bit of this game because I'm super scared, but with you guys, I'm not scared at all. So let's get right into it. Forgive me if I'm gonna always lose. I'm gonna cut from that. I'm gonna cut those parts, but some I'll try not to cut. I'll try not to cut some parts. Forgive me if I'm always gonna die. I'm really bad at horror games. Let's start a new game.
Don't forget, some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have
Man,
I
the
done?
sounds are really
This is
scary.
crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My
Ooh,
name
my mustache.
is I am Daniel.
What? What is that? What is that? What is that? Okay, I see blood everywhere. Pink blood. What really happened to me? I don't know. A memento has been added to the journal. Make sure to check this whenever you get stuck in follow the liquid trail, find its scores. Okay. So this is supposed to be blood, but it's pink. What's this?
Hi, my name is Thomas Grip, and I'm one of the co-founders of Frictional Games. I worked with engine code, gameplay code, design, and many other things for Amnesia. In my commentaries, I will mainly focus on the design behind the different parts of the game. I hope you'll enjoy them.
I thought this is
The name of this level is Rainy Hall, and it's supposed to be a combination of atmosphere setter and tutorial for the player. We wanted the player to start the game in a slow way so they could settle in and get used to how the game works. Amnesia is not a game with constant action happening all the time, and we wanted to have a constrained map where the player gets used to this. The only thing you need to do is to follow the track and get to the end of the level.
really scary.
Also, following tracks is something that becomes very useful in later levels, so we try to teach players this from the start.
Okay, and what is this? Tinderbox. Okay, what is in this room? Another tinderbox, I'm sure about that. Okay, let's just grab this bottle to protect us. Okay. Oh shoot. Should I? Can you stop your breathing notes, please? Another tinderbox. Give me this broom. This will help me. It's so good. Okay. Give me this broom. Protect me, broom. From anything. Help. Oh god. Oh god. Please. No, 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 no. Hello? What the hell is that? Stop shaking. Ah, man. Don't you dare jump scare me. What the hell? Just give me my broom. Okay. Okay. Stop breathing! Okay. 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 Anyone here? Oh goodness me. Oh man, be fair when standing there. Oh shit. No, 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 no. Other sources of light. What's in this closet? What's this? Another white t-shirt? Nah, no thanks. I don't know who's breathing. Is it me or anyone else? So this is where I left off. So next to this, I don't know what's gonna be happening. Okay, what's this? Oh no! I forgot my broom. Oh, another commentary.
This is one of the first levels that we created for the game, and it was initially part of the archives level, which we will reach in a bit. Amnesia started out with a pretty different design, and when we redesigned it, the maps did not fit. This caused us to split them up and scatter them out.
Can be increased
So in the
by
first
completing puzzle
design,
and
after
making
this corridor, the
progress.
archives level was supposed to follow, and the room lying there now was built much later. In fact, the first designs did not have Daniel waking up with an amnesia at all, and it was actually added later on.
Oh, he has an amnesia.
In the first story draft, Daniel still had hidden memories, but he was unaware of this at the start of the story. However, as we redesigned things, we found the waking up with amnesia thingy, although a bit cliché, much more fitting.
Nice one. Okay. Lantern, hear me. Oh, yes. Source of light. Okay. No. Oh, another broom, nice one. Let me turn off this first. Okay. Come here, broom. What is this? Oil.
19th of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there will be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right.
Okay.
God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. One last thing. A shadow is following you.
Don't tell me
It's
that.
a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can.
No.
Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
Oh.
I think we can all feel the story kick-starting as we finish the letter from Daniel. The game itself is just filled with confusion, and I think we're really doing the player a service keeping it simple in the beginning. Basically try to take your revenge on Alexander. That is the premise of the game.
Oh, lever.
You don't really need to dive any deeper than that, but hoping that the player will care about the story, they have the entire game in front of them to decide if they think killing Alexander is justified or not.
Okay. He fell to the kitchen floor. Tears were beginning to fall. Okay. Run. Okay.
Hello, my name is Mark Nikander. I'm a 3D artist and level creator at Fictional Games. I started out as a helper during Penumbra Overture, and I was finally hired as a full-time artist in the later part of Penumbra Black Plague.
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the...
The blood.
What did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
Okay. Let's go to the store. What's this?
This is one of the many hub levels in the game. And this is a design concept that we started out with in Penumbra. The idea is to give the player some freedom on where to go, but at the same time give a clear objective. In this level, the slime
water.
obstacle is the thing that the player needs to get past, and all other levels then have things needed to do so.
Maybe rock.
Slime itself is one of the few puzzles left from the initial designs, and the one I'm probably the least proud of. Now that slime appears all around, it feels a bit forced that you need to have a potion on the slime. Many testers also complained that they wanted other options in getting rid of the slime, like burning it. However, creating a potion is the central theme for this hub, so we had to let it be. I don't think it's that bad, but we probably could have redesigned it if we had time.
Okay. Okay. What the hell is that? No. I'm really getting scared. You're my lantern. Sadly, I don't have a broom. What's this? Laboratory. I think there's potions in there. As the guy said. What's this place? What? This is a laboratory. Nah. I don't want to. Maybe this one. There we go.
The particle editor is also a fine part of the tool bundle, and it is what we use to create particle effects for maps and events.
What's this?
We use particles to do nice effects like the flames in torches and the smoke that comes out from them. All we have to do is add one or more particle emitters, set up some parameters like starting position and speed,
Here's the potions.
and all sorts of fadings in size, color or speed. It's funny how you can simulate all kinds of effects with such simple elements. I very much recommend you to try it yourself.
Chemistry
One
part.
part Aquaforce.
Oh my goodness. Don't scare the hell out of me, please. Maybe that's what I need? Let's go up. Hopefully nobody chases me. That's the children, man. It's not your voice instead of resting pace. Okay, let's try the pot. The chemistry pot. Okay, let's turn off the lantern. What's this?
Scattered throughout the game, you can see some signs written in Latin. The reason for using it is that it was considered a language of culture and science, as most scientific and philosophy authors wrote their works and treatises in it. As we are dealing with a castle dwelled by a pretty smart guy that has been around since the Renaissance period, Latin all around the place was something we should expect. Being the only guy in the team that had a direct contact with Latin in high school, to be more precise, well, it was kind of logical that any translation to be done would have my name on it. Translating stuff into Latin was kind of strange and fantastic to do. At first I had a classic Latin dictionary, so if I had to translate any modern term, I would have to track its etymology down to the Latin equivalent, or look for a synonym or similar expression that had a direct translation. Then I had the luck to come across some dictionary for modern stuff online that addressed most of this stuff for a huge lot of terms, so it couldn't have come in a better time.
No.
Some days I would have Sebastian dropping a list of 9 or so entries to be translated. And before finding this dictionary, it was quite a lot of work. On a side note, we even had a Choose Your Latin poll on a couple entries.
Let's go here now. I don't think I have enough lantern. It needs a key, okay. Doesn't even... I took the stuff in there already. I don't think there is a key in there. Man. What's this? A whole
If you
new
haven't
tool.
followed our development blog back when it started,
What's this?
you might have missed one of the biggest changes in our production
Oh, don't worry.
2 years back, we started a toolset side project to ease and speed up the creation of content for the game.
Oh, it's
I'd
blocked.
say the level editor, which is what we, or more specifically Jens, Mark and Marcus, have used to build all the halls and corridors you are working through right now, is the big start of the pack. Its workings in a nutshell, while all the models and assets are actually made in software like Maya or Blender, everything geometry-wise in the levels is put together in it. Then lighting and sweet details like decals and fog are added in. While this approach might sound simple, really nice stuff can come out from it, as you can see in the game.
There we go. Come to silent. Good thing there's light. Wait, what's that? How is that? I heard walking.
16th of May, 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure.
Okay. It's over. Let's use the lantern. Is there an oil here? Oil? Any oil? I need oil. It's locked. Oh, there we go. What's this?
To finish this little overview of our tools, I must mention the material editor, available both standalone and built into the other editors. The program itself is very simple to use. You have some material types defined by the engine, and you can throw in textures to be used for diffuse, normal maps, height maps, as well as some variables to control specific parameters for a material type.
A great thing, you can open
When I was writing it, I could just stare while the preview model rotated around itself and the parallax mapping effect was on when testing, just for fun.
Okay, it's really dark. No jump scares, please. Oh man, I have no more stuff. Problems with
This
not
level
being
was
fun.
changed a lot, and I think it's one of the most
17th
tweaked
of the
levels
day
that we
that I
got.
was-
Not only was it part of the big archives level that we had to split up, but it was also hard to get
gearbox.
engaging enough. The problem
Mm,
here is
oil.
that we don't have any sort of fun mechanic that we rely on to make the game engaging. Instead, we rely on story, atmosphere, and environment. This is true for many other levels and the game as a whole, but these were kind of the one of the larger levels that we made, and also one that didn't have much puzzles and such. So when testing it, we quickly get bored with it, and we wanted to add more spooky events to spice it up. But then later on, testing proved that these events weren't that necessary, and we also felt that they were a bit lame and not fitting, so we decided to remove them. Then the back
Oh, man,
part
I
of the
don't have
level, we
oil.
wanted to make that a more linear experience, with the current player getting trapped and all, forcing the player to solve the destroy wall and find secret door puzzles. Previously, testers often missed that they can solve these problems. The level is now very different from the early designs.
Okay. Oh man, oh god, no please no. Okay. Can I just get out? There's a window here, maybe I could break it. Come on. Where's that? I dare you, I have a chair. I have a chair. Don't you damn dare. I have a big ass chair. Hey, is that another one? Right. It's another place, right? It is. Oh no, it is not. Let's come back.
Another
This is-
piece of the toolset is the model editor, used to create the entities you are interacting with while playing. Basically, we take a model and set up some parameters like physical bodies, joints, and user-defined variables. We can also
play?
attach sub-entities to
No.
them, like lights, particle systems. When an entity is finally set up, it is ready to be placed in a level using the level editor. Examples of entities here
Okay,
are doors,
blood
lamps,
dripping,
moth
still
furniture,
normal.
critters.
Is oil? Yes, thank God. I need oil. There we go. This. It's a map. Maps. Maps. Oh, what the hell is that?
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about doors.
the
We
hell?
should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us.
Tinderbox?
Especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
What the hell? Just took the note.
17th of May, 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light.
Okay.
It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light.
Okay. What's this?
I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The
Okay.
next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
What's this? Oh, by hand, okay. That could be some rocks. Oh, myself, bro. Get me in there, huh? Oh no, I'm running out of oil.
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too
Wait, I'm sorry.
careful, Daniel.
Where's that? Don't dare scare me. Oh, thank God, an oil. No, I don't have any more of that. So... do I have to break this? There we go. What is... I don't think it's gonna be opened. That's it. Oh, I'm doing something. It's on the hand. Okay, I'm doing something. Let me start over, so it's just by here. What do I do? No, I have to start over. So what's next? Door now open. Can't do anything about this. Oh, it said stop here, stop all. Oh, I saw one here. Okay. It's the same book. There. There we go. I've been stuck for that like 5 minutes, so 10 minutes. Is that okay? What's that? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop it right here. Next episode, we're gonna be opening the wine cellar, and we're gonna be destroying that slime thing in the blockway. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Until next time, see you guys in the next one.